Hello and welcome to the FUHSO Insiders podcast, your go-to source for all things FUHSO. I am Mantra and I'm excited to be your host for today's episode. Today I have with me
Sam Risco.
Sam, how are you doing?
I'm okay. Just thank God.
All right. If this is your first time listening, this is the FUHSO Insiders podcast, the Monday Scoop series where we talk about everything that has been happening in FUHSO the past week and what we're expecting for the new week. FUHSO is the Federal University of Health Sciences, Otukpo, located in Benue State, Nigeria.
Okay, so what happened last week?
Okay, well, last week I decided to join the Fantasy Premier League.
And my Gary finished, so a very fun week.
Okay, what happened last week in school?
I think for a lot of us, especially, a lot of us, mostly tests, like a lot of tests. Then we had a very serious security scare on Saturday nights with the rumors of cults and everything. And then the tournaments continue, and there's a lot to talk about the tournament controversies. So.
All right, so like you mentioned, the tests, as usual, we're in school. This period, it feels like there's tests almost every day. You would open your group chats and the first thing you see from your course rep is we are writing tests on and now Saturdays, everybody goes to school on Saturday. I don't know if it was a unanimous decision from lecturers.
They have colonized our Saturdays. We have to claim it back. What is this? On Saturday you get to school and then you see 200 levels having, like, I think the faculty will have biology class, the 100 level B students were having their chemistry class, or 100 level A having math. Like those classes on Saturday. Saturday is no longer safe. We don't have weekends anymore. We need to fight back against suppression. Come on, guys.
Yes, fight back. You understand? Yeah, be woke, stay woke. Okay, about the security scare. Will I call it a security scare? Well, in most universities, for those that are just coming to the university system for the first time, you would have heard things like maybe someone advising you like, don't join cultism when you get to school. There are a lot of cult boys, be careful. Don't follow anybody where you see. Yeah, and actually, though in FUHSO, things like that are not so, you don't see things like that every day. But this is a place like any other place in Nigeria, and it exists. It does exist, and you should be aware of this. You understand? You should be aware that there are people lurking around, there are gangs and all of that. And though there's a lot of security in school, you should also try your possible best to stay safe yourself.
I think we should clarify for all our listeners who are currently not in FUHSO. On Saturday evening, there was a meeting also. And the rumors were coming out like, okay, guys, some people are meeting, and then it was just like, it was a lot of confusion. Then I think some people started posting that like they were getting information from either security or people or passers-by that no, it was actually a cult meeting. So people should just be, especially people that wait for TDB late on Saturday nights around that 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock time. So people have to like watch their steps. Not like, I'm sure even after you went for TDB, like, they can tell us your experience, what happened.
Well, a lot of people were scared. You understand? It's something, like I said, it's not something you don't hear about every day in FUHSO, and then a lot of us are just coming to this place newly. We don't really know anybody here. A lot of people were scared. I think people usually go to the hostel by 5 a.m. They open the gates 5 a.m. for us to go back to the hostel after TDB. Oh, yeah. It's 5 now. But 5 o'clock, the security men came out and they opened the gates, and nobody, you know how it used to be before when it was 4 o'clock and by 3:50 everybody is standing at the gates. Yeah. 5 o'clock they opened the gates, and for like an hour nobody stepped out.
We were waiting for the sun.
Yeah. So that's how it was. Even yesterday evening, we heard that they were having the cults were going to hold a meeting. So the gates of the school had to be locked early. I think around 9:30 or so, as I heard. We even had to record this podcast in the doctor's hostel.
And originally, because of, we're going to get to that, but the tournament controversies and different things that happen in the tournament, we're planning to have members of different hostels, like King's Hostel, Dandy Hostel, Metro Hostel, which we're planning to have them give us their opinions on what happened to their teams this week. But because of the security challenges, it's not been possible. So
so hopefully next week we have members of all the hostels represented on podcast too.
Speaking on the tournament, this weekend was crazy. Like, there was a lot of chance for like movements on the table and have different people like rise to the top. And then, well, things happened, but it's just been a lot of tension, especially after the match, a lot of anger and arguments. This week it's certainly been something, like a lot of events.
Yeah, just it's not like I'm a psychologist or anything, but just by observation, I see how a lot of people, especially those watching the match, you understand, more of those playing the match and people watching the match, how the outcome of the match can like twist their energy and their emotion, like, and just
you get so engaged in the football match, your entire it almost feels like your entire night, and sometimes like just everything just depends on that. What happened inside that game? Like I remember on Saturday night after the draw with Dandy Osa, I was so down for like hours. I was looking at myself like, what could we have? What could doctors have done? What did we make mistake? Like what happened? It was just like a lot of football. Football is just, like sports in general, they just have a way of like taking over your entire mind for it's just crazy now.
Yes, and speaking about sports and emotions, we know that a lot of emotions have been rising and falling this past week, like on Saturday and on Sunday. First of all, the match on Saturday, the Doctor and Dandy, and then on Sunday, the Kings and Metro. So like Sam mentioned, there has been like a lot of controversy and everything, and we would have loved to have members of each of these hostels here talking about this.
We can still talk briefly about the matches. On Saturday, Doctors played the Kings hostel. I'll do my best to be a neutral as an insider. The game ended 1-1. Goals from Phineas, the substitute from Dandy hostel, and then a late goal from Worship for Doctor's hostel. It was, first of all, the first thing that we noticed was that coach wasn't around, which was very weird. Because I know coach was supposed to be throughout the consistent referee throughout this tournament, and even though on top of even though they've been some complaints about him recently and everything, but he's supposed to like show up now, and it was very confusing at first. But eventually they brought in an outsider as the ref, so the game continued on. And then if we started the match, but there were no linesmen. Again, the linesman issue has also been something that people have been happy on, because like there were no linesmen in the first game between Kings and Doctor. There were linesmen on Sunday between Dandy and Metro, and then no linesmen for both of the matches this weekend. So it just been very confusing. Like there needs to be consistency in the tournaments, but that wasn't allowed to be an issue. So the game continued on. Then there were a lot of complaints, especially I think from both teams at them. Like Doctors throughout the match, and then Dandy's especially at the end of the game, Doctors were complaining about the way the referee was like calling fouls and on different issues. And then Dandy also had a lot of complaints about the amount of added time, especially that the match was supposed to end, because the goal for Doctors came in like the injury time, basically in like the last few minutes of the second half, and they were piling on a lot of pressure there. So the complaints to Daniel were like, why would the referee give someone like added time? It's almost as if he was trying to give time for Doctors to score, while Doctors were complaining that almost like basically every 50-50 ball, it felt the Doctors team like it was going against them. Any decision that had any hint of like subjectivity from the ref could go against Doctors. So it was just like both of the teams had some serious issues with the ref. And then Sunday came. Sunday's match.
Wow, Sunday's match was, I didn't even know they were going to play the match. And the main reason why I thought the match was not going to hold was the rain. Yeah, because it was raining throughout yesterday. And then the match was supposed to begin 4 p.m. and around 4:20 I called and I heard that people were already at the field, and they had been at the field waiting for the referee and just organizing some stuff. So I went to school, and the match started around 4:45. It was interesting to watch, though we're all under the rain. Some people were with umbrellas and everything. If you watch football so often, you would notice that some games are played when rain is falling, even when it's snowing.
I just want to appreciate the fans, first of all. Like the support that a lot of people have been bringing for this tournament is on another level. For the first weekend, we saw a lot of people come out, and even yesterday, they were in the midst of the rain. You know what it means? That kind of like dedication to come out and watch the teams, like support your guys, support your friends, your brothers, people, your hostel mates, even people that you like. Even some people don't even know anybody, they will just choose to come and support because it's something happening in FUHSO. That's the best way to make like school lively and events happen, because I just want to appreciate all the fans, all the people that came out to come and watch, and to encourage others. Come and see the drama for yourselves. Come and see the fun for yourselves. Come and see the excitement for yourselves. It's guys that are trying to put on a show for you.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
The ground was like, I don't know, it's borderline waterlogged. I don't know what to call it. Like the rain made everything like so. The pitch was wet, the grass was wet, the ball was heavy, the players were drenched. Everything was
the pitch was terrible shape, and I think like it kind of like affected both team performances on the long run.
Okay, the match ended 2-1 in favor of Metro Hostel, with goals coming from Tony earlier in the game in favor of Kings. And then after the 90-minute mark, goals coming from Mikey and then from Silas. There were a lot of controversy after the...
Yeah, common controversy, man. In football, we live for situations like this. We live for the drama, the controversy. I think that is what all makes it football. But yesterday's drama was just out of this world. Like, from the raging attacks to the clamoring of the referee to the goalie of King's Hostel throwing his gloves and saying to hell with the tournament. Everything just went.
Could you tell us exactly what happened after that second goal for everybody that was after the first Metro goal for everybody that wasn't at the game?
Yeah, I think there was controversy surrounding the first Metro goal though. The first Metro goal came as a result of the arguments from the goalie side was that he had already caught the ball and then he kicked it off his hands, which almost everybody on the pitch seemed to have divided opinions on. So the referee had very, very big call to make, and in the end he trusted his instincts, which some people agreed with him while some did not. So after it was given, the King's Hostel guys kept on clamoring the referee, surrounded the referee literally, which in football is not usually the right thing to do, because referee situations are not meant to be influenced by whoever or whatever the team. Once he has given it, he has the final say. If he's trusted enough to be put on the pitch to give him the whistle, whatever he says is the final say. And after all the talks and the arguments and everything, the referee decided to go and consult the fourth official. And upon consulting the fourth official and the linesman, the referee stuck by his decision, which kind of aggravated the whole situation, because the King's Hostel guys thought the fourth official would overturn the decision, but I don't know whatever was discussed there, because we didn't have liberty to know what was discussed between the referee and fourth official. But in the end, it was given as a goal, and then that's when we had to see the dropping of the gloves. Everybody was shouting. It was just total chaos. And the referee went back to the field of play and said, since he has given the goal, let them continue. And the King's Hostel people were like, they were not going to continue, and there was so much argument about what had already passed. And in the end, since the time for celebration had passed, the referee blew the whistle. And upon hearing the whistle, they still refused to come back onto the field of play to still continue the game. And upon that, because the rules are the rules, the referee can start the match as long as he has not stopped it for anybody to go outside. He can still start the match. And then the throwing went off. The throwing, as funny as it sounds, when the referee blew the whistle, when everybody was off the pitch still arguing, the ball went back to where everybody was arguing. And in the front rows of all of the King's Hostel, the Metro people still went with their presence, took the ball and threw back into the field of play, and they were still arguing. And upon that, since there was nobody on the field of play, that was what gave Metro just had a very easy tapping into the open nets, and that was how everything panned out. And that even led to more scoring, that led to more fury, that led to more in fact, we could not believe your eyes. It just made everything all wonky.
I mean, you can get why the Kings Hostel were very angry at that kind of second goal. Especially what happened to them last week. I believe when they were playing Dr. Hostel, they had an issue, especially with that goalkeeper claiming the ball kind of issue. But that was a different ref, of course, coach. So the TK was supposed to have scored a goal in 26 minutes, but then they cancelled the goal because apparently he had a foul with the goal. So I'm thinking maybe there was some kind of influence from that, thinking okay, we had a goal disallowed for something like this. Just last week, why can't decisions be consistent for us now? Or those kind of tension always just builds up in football match. But whatever has happened right now has happened, and we just wait to hear from the organizers what they have to say about the match, because I'm hearing that there are some people always clamoring right now that the match should be retaken or cancelled. First of all, for the waterlogged pitch, and then for the referee decisions. But then there are people that no, the referee has blown. The organizers things are already settled. So just wait and hear what happens. For now, it looks like the game will stand, and Metro has gotten their 3 points. So
it leaves Kings at the bottom of the table. So you can understand the frustration, because you already knew the implication of what today's results will mean.
So that means that the table right now is Dr. Hostel on top by goal difference with 4 points. Then Metro in second, also on 4 points. Second by goal difference. Then third is Dandy with 2 points, and then last Kings, pending whatever we hear from the organizers.
Yeah, so a lot of drama. Hopefully everything is sorted out and we get to enjoy ourselves again.
We also had some drama on the insiders points because we had people messaging us, and then we had people telling us in person, and we had people almost meeting us during the match because they love not controversy again, because there's no controversy on the level of the match, but there's some issues about possession. So we just want to clarify that point a bit.
So a lot of people have been texting us about the possession. A lot of people have been having doubts about the stats we are sending to the group, especially the part of the ball possession and passes and everything. First of all, we are not estimating anything. People are not going there to watch and then come back and say, I think Kings had the most ball possession, or I think Doctors will still have. That's not how it happens. We are not estimating those things. That's why you would see, if you're at the field, you see a lot of insiders there taking these stats, you understand, counting complete passes, because that is how we are measuring this possession right now. Because in different tournaments, they have different ways of measuring their possession, and in places where they have like high tech, you can see them measuring possession based on the amount of time a person is with the ball. And then there are other ways too, because of that method too is still not accurate, because what about time where the keeper is just with the ball before he shoots and all of that. So major leagues have come up with this way of measuring possession with complete passes together with those other things, and that's how we measure our possession, by counting the total complete passes that each team has and getting the possession from it by dividing it by the total passes in the game and multiplying by 100.
So I know a lot of football minded people are always having that, because sometimes what you see doesn't reflect in the stat, like what you feel like have. But if your chance this weekend, you can always just come and meet up. Like the insiders, we are not hiding in the game. We are very obvious. You remember what we are doing. You always see guys, those people that look like complete nerds with their paper and their biros. we're there. If you want to know how the passes, we're there. You can just come and meet us and just if you're not like creating a disturbance, if you're not like distractions from the game, you can always just
you can always come and see what we're doing. And
you can just see for yourself. Like we decided that for this tournament we didn't estimate anything, just because there was an official tournament and everything. So if there's any controversy about that, you can always just message us and meet us about it. I think we even have our sheets still from the matches too.
Yes, everything is still here. You can find out. Okay, like we mentioned that it was raining throughout the match yesterday.
Oh God, this weather.
The weather.
This weather, I don't know what kind of this was pour rain. It's vexing me on another level. Like I can't even just wash my clothes again.
Yeah, people, I'm sure whoever washed on Thursday, the clothes are still here to dry, and it's Monday already. So, well, we hope for sun. Let the sun shine.
And then when the sun decides to finally shine, like, even if it's just for 30 minutes, the sun will come hot. It's like as if it's burning into your skull.
Like, yeah. The weather is something else. It's also like that in other places. I think this is that kind of season. I know in other places too, you find there are times where it's just raining for a long time, and washing is just like something else, unless you have dryers and everything. Yesterday was the International Day for Preservation of the Ozone Layer. We have an article on our Facebook page. You can go check that out and read more about what the world is doing, the action the world is taking, and how far we have gone in trying to preserve and heal our ozone layer. As usual, always remember to prioritize your hygiene, keep your environments clean and yourself too, for the well-being of yourself and those around you. Little ways to take care of your mental health by the World Health Organization, WHO. First, talk to someone you trust if you are feeling down. 2, do some physical activity like going for a walk. 3, give yourself time to rest. 4, do things you enjoy. And 5, know that having a bad day does not make you bad.
That number 5 is very important for especially anybody that played the football this weekend and their team did not get all 3 points or whatever. Just put in your mind, go harder next week. That's just it. Don't let it weigh you down.
Yes, don't let a situation or a day that is going bad weigh you down. I think that's a wrap about the cultism and security issue. If you are a student of FUHSO and you are on the All FUHSO Students platform, there are some numbers that have been sent there. If you notice any security threats or if you notice anything unusual, you should make sure to call the lines as soon as possible and let other people know too. Don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, now X, Threads, LinkedIn, wherever. Just search for us, FUHSO Insiders. I'm sure you'll find us. Even FPL now, because like I just FUHSO Infielders.
Don't forget to tell us what you think about this podcast. Share with your friends. If you have any suggestions, anything you noted, just tell us what you think. Make sure to tell the FUHSO Insiders accounts and share with those around you.
Yeah, if you found this podcast interesting, do share it with your friends. Don't forget to let us know what you think about this episode on the interact section or the Q&A section if you are listening on Spotify or on Anchor. Femi walked in when we were already recording, so we did not introduce him. If you have listened to, I think he has been on the podcast before, on the 10th episode. You might have recognized his voice. Thank you for listening to this podcast. Do have a lovely week.
And yeah, my people, until next time, as a wise young man once said, straight out of Otukpo, we're taking our sound to the other side, you see. So my people, till next time, stay curious, stay engaged, stay creative, and remember, stay fly.
Again.